All right, my friends, welcome to episode 336 of Prof and Dev Play Games. My name is Larry, the professor at Prof Plays Games on Twitter for just a little bit longer. We'll see how long I keep my Twitter account. And over there is Anthony the Dev at Summer Speak. How's it going?
Pretty good. Speaking to that, I was in the car on Friday, and NPR's, I think it's Market Watch, can't remember the NPR show that's just about business and market and everything.
Marketplace.
And they were actually unsure if Musk is going to go through with it or not, because they see it as they're just like, it's tanking Tesla's stock now if he goes through with it, because he's leveraging Tesla value to buy Twitter, which actually has never had a profit.
Exactly.
Like, they're just like, from a business standpoint, this is just really bad. So there's a lot of questions from them if he'll actually, in the end, go through with the process.
This is just like a massive pump and dump, basically, for him.
Or you think he intends to? Anymore. He can't. Like,
yeah.
There's some point, does the reality just hit him of being like, I'm gonna fuck up a lot of my businesses doing this. How much do I really care?
Musk?
So they wanted to. They're like, they didn't think it would get this far anyway, but they're still questioning the like value of him going through with it completely. Like, unless he just wants to blow $44 billion for
wants to
no reason.
$44 billion to let Trump back on Twitter, basically.
Kind of, yeah.
I'm all for free speech and for everyone talking, but I'm just gonna bash the left repeatedly. Like, okay.
Yeah. So,
fuck that guy, dude.
Like, yeah, listening to that, I'm just like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if this is him actually wanting to go through it, or just gonna be like, oh, never mind, this is terrible. Make some excuse why. It's not worth the trouble. They don't make money. There's no great way to make money off of Twitter and move on.
It was weird because like a week before that he was like, I want to make my own social network, and then a week later he's like, I'm buying Twitter, and like next, he's he's fucking roaming from thing to thing, or careening from thing to thing. Well, that was enough talk about Elon Musk.
Yeah.
This week we're going to talk about what's coming up in the summer. We usually do like a pre-E3 kind of guessing game, but there's no E3. And I don't know if, next couple of weeks things are going to start get firmed up. I know that Microsoft Bethesda is already firming up their June 12th presentation or whatever. So I kind of want to do some guessing about what we might see this summer in terms of news or announcements or reveals. Then we'll talk about what we're playing after that.
Sounds great.
So I'm going to start just by saying there has got to be more big Nintendo games coming out this year that we don't know about yet.
You can't take my thought.
Damn it.
Yes,
I'm
that's
sorry.
That's my exact thought. Like, Nintendo, beyond saying, hey, the unnamed sequel to Breath of the Wild is not coming out in the fall. It's now coming out in 2023. So what the hell's coming out from Nintendo for the holiday? Because they're going to fill something in there.
Yeah,
right?
And they moved Xenoblade forward. They put Splatoon...
to July.
July.
Yep.
They put Splatoon September 9th, which means it's easy to slot a game in for mid-October. And then they've got Pokemon in November, I think. It's November.
Yeah, you're right. There's the new Pokemon coming.
Yeah. So I think there's one big game that we don't know about. And it could be... I don't know what you think it is. Like, I think there's a range of things it could be. I want to hear what you think it is.
I think it's Mario of some form.
Fuck, that'd be great.
I mean, it just seems like it's either Mario or they're gonna resurface some older property that they've been working on as like a side thing. Like, could it be? Oh God, what was I thinking that it could be? Star Fox maybe in there.
Like Star Fox Zero ported to Switch. No, fucking burn your Switch. Don't do it.
But I mean, it would have to be some kind of property like that that's kind of sat dormant for a while.
There was that rumor of the Star Fox racing game that Retro was working on, supposedly. Which, speaking of Retro, that's my guess. I think it's going to be Donkey Kong.
Metro Prime.
No, I think it's Donkey Kong. No, I think it's Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's a good one. Donkey Kong's a good choice.
Yeah. I think if it's a new game, it's Donkey Kong. If it's not, I think it's going to be Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Switch ports, because that's to tide people over for Zelda. I think that's good. Because Skyward Sword came out last summer, I think.
It did. Yes.
So they're just fucking give us Wind Waker. God damn it.
Yeah, you've already done the work to make an HD version of it. So just let's do this.
Twilight Princess too. They both were on the Wii U.
Yeah.
You know, like
There you go.
Got it. Just put it on there, man. Wind Waker's fucking amazing. And my daughter
It
keeps
is.
asking, "Can we play Wind Waker?" And I keep having to say, "I don't know where the Wii went." The Wii U went. I mean, it's in the garage or someone took it. I don't think someone broke into my garage and stole just the Wii U. So it's got to be in here somewhere.
You're like, just where did I put it? Is the question.
Yeah, still don't know. But that's where I'm at. Mario would be great. You thinking like an Odyssey follow up, or something like a 2D Mario?
I would love an Odyssey follow up.
Yeah.
But I mean, enough time has passed where it could be. But
It's been 5 years. Yeah.
yeah, but it's like, would they do something with like so little amount of lead time on like revealing? So like they reveal it in the summer, it's coming out in the fall. Like that's
I don't
usually
think
not
so,
how they
not
do
for
those.
Mario. Yeah.
So my thought is it would be some form of 2D or smaller, or I mean they did all the remasters anyway. Well, they didn't remaster them, did they?
No,
That
I don't
bundle.
think so. No.
It was just
no. That the All Stars thing? No.
Yeah.
No. They just packaged them and put them out.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if they did a 2D one, to be honest. I don't know if they would need that much fanfare for a 2D one.
Yeah. It's definitely not a Metroid, I don't think, coming out.
Unless it's Prime Trilogy, which just doesn't make sense.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe
if the rumors are true, they've had it in their pocket forever. So they've,
maybe that's exactly what it is. They've had it in their pocket for a time like this when they're like, well, we just need something.
Exactly. Yep. I feel like that's what Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD are all about. Like, we've got them ready. They're ready to go. When do we need a spot? Now.
Yeah.
Zelda's been. That's why, because Zelda was pushed. I just feel like giving the fans a Zelda now would make sense. Just make my Switch the Zelda machine. That'd make my family very happy.
Another Animal Crossing expansion.
The new one came out recently.
Last year?
No way. Really? The one that came with the NSO expansion pack? Happy Home Designer or Happy Home Holiday Island Designer.
Happy Home Paradise.
Yeah, when did that come out? Last year?
Pretty sure that was last. It was 2021, I think.
I would have sworn.
Let me see.
Beginning of this year.
It could have been the very beginning of this year. Maybe it was announced. No, October 29th.
Is when it came out?
No, November 5th, 2021 is when that came out.
What the fuck? Wow, time fucking sucks.
6 months ago.
Okay.
Almost to the day.
Holy shit, people.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how long it takes them to make something like that, but I imagine another expansion for Animal Crossing is something that's probably going to happen at some point.
Well, I was going to say it prints money, but then they put it for free on the NSO expansion. But then if people bought that,
that's kind of like printing money. You could also just buy it for $25.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing with Mario Kart. And I was like, well, I'll just get the expansion because I can get the N64, which we'll talk about later. Yeah, it just seemed more value, and they just put the Splatoon 2 DLC into that.
Yep.
So
they're definitely making it worth it on a front of, you like Nintendo games, here's content for those Nintendo games.
Give us GB. The other thing I think is got to fucking happen. Game Boy Advance. Put it on.
There were screens of those leaks of those emulators.
Did those look real to you though?
Real enough.
Okay.
Like, I don't think that enough for that made me be like, these could be real things. Mm-hmm. Not enough to be like, oh, immediately say these are fake. But
yeah,
my thought is if they have the Super Nintendo stuff running on there, especially for GBA stuff, should be right behind. Like, they're not radically different.
Yeah.
And they don't take radically different amounts of horsepower to run those emulators. So
that would make me so fucking happy.
Yeah.
I love the GBA.
Give me that. Give me Golden Sun,
Golden
please.
Sun, exactly. Yep.
I want to play that again. Although I could play it right now. I still have my, because GBA carts can be played on the DS,
Right.
and I still have I have 3 working DSs in my house.
Yeah, that is kind of the thing, because like my Wii U, where the fuck it is, had but they had GBA on there, had a bunch of GBA games there, and then Konami, I think they already re-released the, it's like Circle the Moon and such.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the game, I don't know, I still want it.
I still want it all. It would be nice to have it all on one system.
It would just make the Switch like the best console ever made, because it has access to all the old best consoles ever made.
It's so true.
So.
Yeah. So I think that's probably Nintendo's. Something in that vein is coming from Nintendo.
Yeah, totally.
I am happy about the Xenoblade Chronicles move up.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's going to be my game for my road trip this year.
Nice.
Nice. Because they moved it. I go on my road trip the day after it comes out. I leave for my 2-week road trip.
Just like when you played Three Houses, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
well, Three Houses, it came out 3 days into my trip, 4 days.
So you had to hook up to some Wi-Fi in some weird ass place.
Three Houses let me preload it, which is great. And then I did it from the visitor center at Yosemite in front of Old Faithful.
Nice.
My family went into this convention, into the visitor center, and I sat on a bench outside, connected my phone up to I could get cell signal there. So my phone got cell signal. I used it to enable Wi-Fi, and I connected my Switch to my phone's Wi-Fi to use the cell signal, and was able to download at very horrible speeds just that little tiny file to unlock the game.
Thank God it was just a tiny file, not the whole fucking thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm happy they preloaded. I was like, I can do this if they preload, and I did, and it was great. But I'll have Xenoblade Chronicles 3 from the start.
Did you ever play 2?
No. I should at some point. I played 1. I played the remaster of 1.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
Yeah, I heard that the DLC for 2 was really good. Torna, whatever it was called.
Yeah. I'm sorry. All I think of 2 is I'm like, big boob weapon girl.
Yes, exactly. Pyra, or whatever her name is.
It's they went a little far on that character design. I'll put it that way. A little far.
Yeah.
Because that's quite a departure from the first game in some ways.
Yeah.
In character design. But we'll see.
It's pretty impressive for them to get 3 out the door. Having 2, and then the DLC for 2, working on Breath of the Wild, worked on something else that was big. I can't remember. They're like a support studio for Nintendo, and then they're still doing this stuff. And X has got to be coming, right? The one that they put on fucking Wii U, or that's like the one major thing on Wii U that still hasn't seemed to have been ported, other than NES Remix and whatever else.
Yeah, I would think it would be. I think Square put that one out as well.
Square put out Xenoblade Chronicles X?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
No, wait, sorry, I'm getting the people who made Monolith Soft, they worked at Square. Sorry. I'm getting wires crossed in my head as I'm reading, trying to see what games, how quickly they put out. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was 2017. So they've had 5 years to make 3.
Okay. Uh-huh. So they made
DLC for it.
Yeah, they made 2. They made DLC, which was also standalone. I think you could buy it separately. And then they made this in the time. I mean, Breath of the Wild came up before them, but
that's the thing. They actually helped on Breath of the Wild while they were making Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
That's what I'm talking about. They're a support studio and worked on so many other games and their shit.
Yeah.
And people have liked these games,
Yeah. I have no clue. I don't support development. Breath of the Wild. Oh, they support development on Splatoon 2.
Mm-hmm.
And support development on Animal Crossing New Horizons.
That's interesting.
because they were a support studio on Animal Crossing New Leaf back for the 3DS.
Mm.
And they're support on A Link Between Worlds, the first Splatoon, Pikmin 3.
Dang.
They've helped a lot on
Okay.
a lot.
A good studio, man.
Yeah, clearly Nintendo. I'm like, has Nintendo ever thought about buying them? Did they just say no? We don't want to be owned by you.
Right. Yeah, they work on.
Yeah,
so
but I
much
think
stuff,
X would probably come at some point here.
I would
Like, why
assume
not?
so. Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. Like, why not bring everything from the Wii U? Why not? You already fucking made it. Like, sell it. You know, you brought the weird ass Persona fucking Fire Emblem game that you bought. That we both bought.
Yeah.
Fuck, you brought that. Bring, well, quote unquote normal stuff.
Yeah. Normal. Yeah,
Yes.
sure. But
Air
yes.
quotes.
Yeah, I don't know why. I would expect that would. Trying to see here. Oh, right here from Takahashi, one of the owners of Monolith Soft. He has a quote saying that he had desires to bring Xenoblade Chronicles X to the Switch, but he says money is an issue. That reconfiguring it to the Switch would be difficult due to the game's massive size. So
it came on the Wii U.
Something is going on there. Like, maybe we don't know. Maybe it is more expensive for them to get it to run and work on the Switch well.
Yeah.
So, and it doesn't sound like it actually sold incredibly well.
No, I don't think it did.
So, it doesn't look like it had sold much. I don't even know if it sold 1 million copies.
Yeah.
So,
not worth it, maybe.
Yeah. So, and I think it would be them doing a lot of the work. So they wanted to make Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Which people are happy about.
Yeah. I mean, some of the things on like, why didn't it sell that well? Maybe because it was on the Wii U.
It was on a
sell that
fucking
well.
dead system. Yeah. That system sold like 13 million or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Other stuff. Because we were talking about it a little bit in Discord. I expect in the next June-July timeframe, we're going to get Final Fantasy 16 info.
Oh, like, yeah, right.
Full big presentation on like new trailers, but lots of talk on what the game's systems are like, what it's about, and it will be out within 6 months from that time.
Yeah, I can see it being Holiday 22. They said they're not going to talk about it until it's like almost ready to go, basically.
Yeah, it said that Yoshi P has said that he wants to, when they do talk about it and do that big kind of presentation, he wants it about 6 months. Within 6 months of that, they want the game out. So, that excites me a lot because it's the team who did Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
Creative Business Unit 3, because that's a very Japanese way to name your teams inside a company. Because there is Creative Business Unit 1, which was doing all the original Final Fantasies. I think up until through 10 was 1. I could be wrong, though. 11 was, of course, Unit 3. 12 was a different team. So they just name them that way. They're not very creatively named. But
we also got Triangle Strategy from these folks. So
yes. So I'm just curious what that team brings to a single-player Final Fantasy. More than anything, can they bring back just that feeling of like really, really well fleshed out characters that I want to spend time with in the world? It's not even like a main character. It's like my entire supporting cast of characters. I want a Final Fantasy game where I actually like really love all the characters. Again. And 15 was not that, because most of those characters, unfortunately, were kind of forgettable.
Yeah. That's the first Final Fantasy that I ever beat, and I enjoyed it. But there was a lot to not like. Or just kind of like forget about. Obviously we talked about it to death on this podcast. The switch up from the open world to the linear stuff, and those characters. I don't know.
I was talking to my wife about it before, because she saw me play some of it, and she's like, and saw the trailers, and she's like, she noped out when she was like, "Yep, it's a bro trip. I'm out." So she's like, "I don't want to deal with that." And then she's like, "Oh, the two like main female characters, spoilers for this game that came out many, many years ago, dies pretty early in the game, out of nowhere, really, just kind of dead. Cool. And the other one is very sexualized."
Ooh, yeah.
And she's like, "No, I'm done. I don't need that."
Yeah.
And she's sitting here going like, she's like, "I want 16 to be a good game that gets back to older Final Fantasies," because she's like, "I really want a Final Fantasy to play, and it's 15 is not that." And she didn't really like 13 at all. I didn't either.
The last one she liked was X2.
Boring. Yeah. She liked 12.
Oh, okay.
She didn't beat 12, but she remembers enough of 12, and like her thing with 12 was, I remember time-wise she just couldn't play it much anymore, but it was the way that 12 tells its story through its characters and how you eventually learn the story is so drastically different than previous Final Fantasy games, just in its structure, that it made it hard. She's like, I roughly know what's going on, but I don't feel like there's much impetus for what's going on. Like, I don't understand the motivations yet. You get there in that game. Like, there's big reveals, and sometimes actually the reveals in 12 are, I wouldn't say side content, but you'll be having a cutscene and stuff, and someone will just throw out a couple sentences that if you aren't paying attention, you're not going to hear it, but it's important that you hear it because it completely changes the perspective on like what's going on in the world and like why you're doing what you're doing and what the motivations to characters are. But sometimes that stuff's not at the forefront of, just because of the way that's presented. It's very odd that way, but I think 16 has a chance to kind of revitalize that because they've put out one trailer. It's all medieval fantasy again.
Yes, that excites me very much.
It's actiony combat. I assume it's going to be closer to the 7 remake type of combat. That's very popular right now. So, but it's not going to be turn-based. So, which again is an evolution of 15's combat in a lot of ways. I just think 7 remake did it better. So, but I think we'll hear about that sometime during the Summer Game Fest. Square is going to show off that. They'll probably do that. Show potentially, Crystal Dynamics is theoretically working on a new Tomb Raider.
I heard that I didn't think it was theoretical. I thought they said that they were.
They may have said so now.
Yeah, I thought
last I heard it was a rumored thing, but they might have. Yeah,
yeah.
They're still working with that franchise, so Square will be putting one of those out. Anything else? I'm sure there's a bunch of other like small stuff from Square we'll hear about.
I think we'll get a. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna switch to a different developer. So.
No, go ahead.
Do you think Sony's gonna have Ragnarok stuff this summer?
Yeah, they should.
Barlog just said
it's coming out.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's coming out this year, but
yeah,
I know that one guy, the animator or whatever from that studio, was like, "Yeah, it's coming out." But right after Barlog said, "We'll tell you shit when we have it."
Yeah. I assume we'll see Sony will do a state of play, kind of showing off their back half of the year, or at least some of the big stuff coming out, which I expect would be like Ragnarok. Maybe Horizon DLC will start being shown, like a trailer for that. I don't think that's this year, but early 2023 probably.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I didn't think about that.
I assume Forbidden West is getting one DLC at least.
Oh yeah, the first one did. This one has sold better. Well, I don't know yet. Obviously, it's not sold better because Dawn had so long to sell. But
yeah, there's from Sony. I remember there's rumors for more PC stuff, specifically Ghost of Tsushima and Bloodborne onto PC.
Oh man, Bloodborne at 60 frames per second.
Maybe,
I
hopefully.
assume there'd be mods if it's on PC. Of some
Yeah,
kind.
if it's on PC, there'll be a lot of mods. But I would think that with the success that they've had with their other games on PC, those two seem very likely to me.
Yeah.
Especially Ghost of Tsushima.
Absolutely.
Like,
it's sold.
that one.
It's sold through on PS4, 5. Like,
yeah,
they're gonna make more money. They've exhausted the money they'll make on PS4, I assume. So
yeah,
time to make some more on PC.
yeah. I'm trying to think of other things Sony might have up their sleeve going into the second half of this year. Don't think I'm looking at Naughty Dog. What's Naughty Dog up to?
Oh, I don't know when the HBO thing comes out, but there's rumors about Last of Us remake.
Oh yeah,
And then also Factions, the multiplayer for Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Neither of which excite me that much because I played Last of Us and I don't play multiplayer. So
yeah, that makes sense because we're probably still a year away from knowing what Naughty Dog is doing as their next project completely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't even guess now. My thought is it's something completely new.
Really? Oh, really?
Like
neither of the two that they normally do.
Well, I don't think they're going to go back to Last of Us again anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll wait. Like there was a pretty long wait between the first two.
Right.
We could get another Uncharted, theoretically. But I kind of just feel like, okay, they might want to if there's a time for them, this might be a good time to try a new IP out again.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that they won't revisit those previous two IPs that they have, but I think in a year
pivot,
maybe. Yeah, pivot, or at least try a new franchise
of
some form. Because to me, they don't have to ever do another Uncharted. Like that felt complete overall.
I felt that way too at the end of 4, but then with Lost Legacy, it opened up like new pathways for that franchise. So I don't think they need to do another Nate thing.
Sure,
but
they could do another story in that world.
Yeah.
With characters, but
right.
I'm trying to think of anything. What else does Sony have up their sleeve?
Well, Wolverine, anything from Insomniac.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Spider-Man 2. I'm sure there'll be some stuff, I don't know. Sony does what Sony does now, but I assume there's some big showcase of some kind this summer with teasers for stuff that's far off. We don't know beyond Ragnarok, really, like anything. I don't know. Like, do we know anything that's coming out this year from Sony?
No.
So
I don't think so.
It's obviously got to be something. So.
Yeah. Trying to see. Yeah. No. I don't think Sucker Punch has something ready yet. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima was 2019. Yeah. Yeah. Because it was shortly. Was Ghost of Tsushima? Oh my god, why can't I remember this? Time doesn't matter anymore. That's what it is.
Ghost of Tsushima was 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
So
summer.
yeah, Sucker Punch doesn't have. They don't have anything to show right now, unless it's another DLC for Ghost of Tsushima. But they're probably heads down on whatever next thing they're working on. Team Asobi could be making something.
I just assume.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get a VR thing.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
That's what I think they're working on.
Right.
Astrobot for PSVR 2.
Yep, we're gonna get. I bet this year we're gonna get some presentation on PSVR 2 for sure.
Yep. Or I mean, it could be coming out this year for all we know.
It could be.
But
yeah, that's true.
Because they've shown like the hardware. I think.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Honestly, that's probably just comes down to production right now. Can they?
Yeah, chips.
Can they get? Yeah, can they produce those at a quantity that makes it realistic to release?
Right.
But yeah, no, that makes sense. Looking at anything, Somniac, yeah, we'll be doing Wolverine and Spider-Man 2, which with Wolverine coming out first.
Oh, you think Wolverine's coming out before Spider-Man 2? Or did they say that?
I don't think they said that, but they just haven't teased.
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, they didn't show any trailers for it. Although they said there's a quote that the Spider-Man 2 would be 2023. Potentially.
Oh, okay.
So, but they haven't dated Wolverine.
No.
But they've shown the teaser for Wolverine.
Right.
And they've shown nothing for Spider-Man 2.
Exactly.
So I don't know. It could happen at the same time, because who knows? Like, Insomniac seems like another studio that's capable of producing multiple things at the same time.
Well, they did Rift Apart and Miles Morales.
Yep.
Pretty soon, or
yep.
Whatever, close together.
Yep.
Damn, that place does magic.
Yeah. That's a good pickup for Sony on that part.
And they picked them up cheap, really, compared to what we're seeing now. So.
Yeah. Oh, they have Blue Point now as well. Maybe this is the thing. Maybe there'll be a PC version of Bloodborne and actually finally the remastered version of Bloodborne at the same time. Maybe that's what Blue Point is just doing.
That would be, yes, well requested.
Yeah.
And welcome after, yeah. It'd be a good timing.
And I mean, Blue Point did learn probably some very deep learnings on how From writes their code in games and engines from Demon Souls for PS5. So
right, yeah.
Maybe that's good learnings for updating Bloodborne.
And I keep thinking about Demon Souls. The whole I'm gonna play for 5 hours. I did.
Yeah.
And after playing Elden Ring, I'm like, I'm gonna go back to that game because now I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Not me. I get it.
I don't know
those other games don't do the thing that I want, that I like Elden Ring does.
Yeah, so. No, it doesn't do any of those things. So I don't know. I don't think it'll be like I'll go back and beat it, but I want to go explore a little more and maybe appreciate it a little bit differently. Anything Bethesda, Sony, or not Sony, Microsoft.
Microsoft?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the Bethesda stuff. Bethesda has Starfield coming out. It's all going to be Starfield.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Like, nothing else. There's whatever Obsidian is working on.
What was that called? Spellbound? Or no, that's not right.
I know, it's a game set in their... I need to know what the game was. Pillars of Eternity World. Yeah. Avowed.
Thank you. Yes, that's it.
So they technically have rumors that Avowed we've seen. I assume we'll see more of that this year potentially. Right. And they're working on Outer Worlds 2. Which is actually was
Outer
Wilds? Reinforced that they were working on it because there's also on a game that they're doing using Unreal Engine 5 for.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
So they're working on both those. I think Avowed we will see more of.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they're going to announce they bought another fucking studio. Probably not after Activision, Blizzard, Jesus.
That's true. At that point, they're just like, no, we're good for the time being.
Yeah.
But you never know. That's true. Sony would have stuff to maybe say about Bungie, potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, all Bungie is doing is Destiny right now, though. But they do have other teams making new IP, so...
Boy, I forgot about that. About Sony and Bungie. Shit.
So we'll see. But I don't think Microsoft Bethesda has anything other than Starfield. And they have Avowed with Obsidian.
With that whole side, there's so much stuff we already know that is bangers, potentially at least, that I don't know if there's any need for any huge announcements. Just give us information on the stuff that's going on, and an update on Perfect Dark might be nice considering all the rumors about it
Yeah.
rebooting kind of thing.
I think had been long rumors. I'm trying to make sure about this, that there's a lot of rumors of a new Forza Motorsport coming out.
Oh, okay.
Not Horizon,
Right.
just an actual straight. That had been talked about. I think before the last Forza Horizon came out. So they could show off more racing games at some point here. Does Rare have anything? They're just doing Sea of Thieves right now.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves is still going pretty strong.
Yeah.
And that's not Rare. Who the fuck is doing Fable? Oh, it's Playground. Yeah. Maybe some Fable stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Actually, they bought In Exile too.
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude.
Like they basically put. I'm like, God, between Bethesda, Obsidian, and Exile, you have like all these old school computer RPG people all back together under one roof.
Maybe we'll see Fallout New Vegas 2. Although, I don't know. Maybe we will.
That is possible.
That would be a good time to do it if they're going to move into Starfield. Like, okay, there's Starfield. Here's Fallout New Vegas 2. Or, I don't know, remaster it. Maybe even.
Yeah.
The original.
Actually, that would be. I'm gonna put that on. I'd put that on a bingo card, a potential for the summer.
Yep. Why not?
Yeah. From big publishers, I don't think EA has anything to show.
No, I think they said they are not doing play.
Yeah.
So no, they need to.
Even though it's rumored that there's Jedi Fallen Order 2 in development, so. But I just don't think that's this year. It's potentially shown next year sometime. They probably don't want to talk anything about Battlefield. So,
hell no, they don't.
And then Activision Blizzard, I mean, they're being bought. I did see the thing that they announced Diablo Immortal.
Yep.
For January. Also playable on PC.
Yep, I saw that. And I was like, wait a second.
They saw how successful Genshin was.
I guess that
and we're like, cool. Look at a game that is cross-playable between your phone and on the computer. Makes a lot of money.
It also kind of assuages the Diablo fans who are like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah,
put it on the computer. And so that's good. I didn't see it was a January release date.
Yeah, it's January. June.
June. Yeah. That's what I thought it was. June. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
One of the J months.
Yep.
Sorry, that Codec's not going to be gone by then. So.
No.
I'm not interested. But they also announced that they're going to, I guess, tomorrow or the next day, announcing a Warcraft mobile thing.
Really?
World of Warcraft mobile thing. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Again, don't care, but in a couple days that news is coming out, I guess.
All right.
Just get rid of Codec and then we can talk.
Yeah.
Which isn't happening until Microsoft. The shareholders approved the sale, so that's like one step toward Microsoft.
Yeah.
Owning it and getting rid of that fucker.
98% of the shareholders approved.
98? Holy shit! I didn't realize that was that high.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was that high. There was only a very small number of actual shareholders voted no. So from that standpoint, it's pretty much a done deal. So I think it's really just going to come down to
regulators.
Yep, that's it.
Nope. Europe, maybe especially, but
yeah. We'll find out. Trying to think of any other big publishers we haven't touched on. Ubisoft going to have an Assassin's Creed?
I don't know, man. I guess Valhalla sold well. I don't know.
Sold well enough. I mean, the thing is, it was one of the few PS5 games at launch.
Yeah.
Do you want to sell a game really well? Release it with a popular new console.
Yep.
Honestly, even if it's not that popular of a console, if you release your game as a release day and date with the release, you're gonna make a good chunk of sales because people just want games at that point.
Want the new shiny.
Yeah.
I just wish that game were better.
So Why? Has there been any rumors what the next thing is?
I mean, Ubisoft has to talk about Sparks of Hope, the new Mario Rabbids game.
Oh, that's true.
I
That's gonna be
assume
cool.
that's this
I'm
year.
fine
So
with it. Yep. Give me that.
yeah, I'm very, very in for that game.
What did they? Trying to see Assassin's Creed Infinity.
The hell is that? Is that a mobile thing?
Project Pipeline. I don't know. That's just seeing it on a couple sites of. So what the hell is Assassin's Creed Infinity? Bloomberg report indicated that Assassin's Creed Infinity is inspired by living online platforms such as Fortnite and GTA Online.
Oh boy.
So there's an Assassin's Creed game being built in that way.
Okay, well, okay. I'm sure they'll figure something out.
Is that the next mainline one? Is it a side thing? I don't know. But
yeah.
So yeah. But the next just like straight sequel to Valhalla has not been shown.
Right. Right.
And Valhalla was. When was Valhalla? Was that 2020 as well?
2020 is when PS5 came out. So.
Yeah. So. I mean, they're skipping years now.
Yep.
So theoretically, there would have been one this year because we would have skipped last year and done a new mainline game this year.
But they said
they haven't said anything, so they're gonna skip this year.
Yep.
So yeah, we won't hear anything until next year
on it. If it's the Odyssey team, I'll pay attention. I'm pretty sure the Odyssey team is the one that did Syndicate. So, those are my favorite AC games. So, I'll pay attention.
Yeah.
It could use a reboot, new direction again. I don't know.
It could. It really could. Feel like they've lost the thread a little bit there.
Holy shit. Holy shit, man. Ugh. God, yeah. It kind of covers all the big players, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see a bunch of indie stuff devolve, or we'll have some crazy stuff over the summer. They always do. Take-Two, 2K. Private Division probably has stuff in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it covers a lot of the stuff that I think we'll see.
Yeah, I think we got some good guesses here, and we'll probably be right about 20% of the time.
Probably.
How about what have you been playing?
Little to almost nothing, except for yesterday putting Elden Ring back in after 3 weeks of not touching it. And taking down one of the harder bosses, Moog in the Blood Palace area.
That's in the underground, right?
No. There's multiple Moogs.
Okay.
The one I was talking about is the one in Mogwin Palace.
Yeah, that's right, where I warped to go to the
yes, and that is the underground one. There's other undergrounds that in a couple different places, but there's like you fight Moog like 3 different incarnations of Moog in the game.
Okay.
I realized that after I posted that in Discord. I'm like, oh, there's multiple of these people. But the one I did was in the chicken farm area.
Okay.
I think that's considered the final Moog fight. Because he has multiple phases and will wreck your shit. And you do not fight him with a fire weapon because he is very strong against fire.
You're like, why is this?
I realized after 2 times of doing it, being like, man, it doesn't feel like he's taking a lot of damage. Oh, shit. Okay. What other weapons do I have that I can swap to for this stupid fight? But that worked out. That was fun. Explored some stuff in the capital that I hadn't explored before that I kind of put off. So that was fun. But beyond that, I just played it yesterday. I did not play it today. Weirdly, because I was already kind of like, even today, I'm thinking about the fight that I stopped on. And I'm like, shit. Like, I can't just stop playing this game and then not and move on to something else. My brain is constantly thinking back to like where I'm at, what I could be doing. And I'm like, that's not a good sign, actually. Not for the game. The game's amazing, but for my brain being able to like stop engaging with it when I not playing.
Yeah. Like when you had written that yesterday about hopping back in, I was like, it's funny. I decided to take a week off for some work stuff and just, I don't know, I was thinking about it a lot. And I played, I didn't play while I was, away on vacation for those days, but coming back, I played 2 days in a row and I was like, I want to play again. All right, I need a break.
Yeah.
I put like 5 hours into it over those 2 nights, and I explored very little of the map, and there's just like so much to dig into, and it's just so nice to be able to, I don't know, go to a new area and explore something. Fought some black knife assassin who gave me some black knife print or whatever, which I needed for some dude who already died. I'm like, wow, I was supposed to be at this area before Radon. Whoops, fuck that up.
Theoretically.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't thoroughly explore. I poke into places and then poke other places and just kind of dance all around. And I just love being rewarded for that. Picked up the Moonveil katana, even though I'm not going to use it probably. But I at least have the option now, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I have dozens and dozens of weapons that I have no intention of using, but I have them.
Yes.
I know the game is pretty incredible that way. It still is. But yeah, it can get into your head.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I was like, all right, I need a bit of a purge, a bit of a cleanse. I mean, almost to the point where it's like I should play something else right now.
Yeah.
Like a fucking 6-hour Mario game or something, just some palate cleanser.
Just something. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so I don't want it to end. I fucking love it, and I don't mind, slow rolling it even more.
That's the thing. I'm like, it doesn't end. You beat it and it doesn't end. You just, for whatever reason in my head, I'm just like, I want to do this again, but I don't want to even do it in New Game Plus. I don't want to keep my things. I just want to start again with the knowledge that I have and do things differently, different paths, or like go like, I want to do this build now. And there's a puzzle to like figuring out like, okay, if I want to do this build, how do I get the items I need for this build?
Right.
How can I do this from the start of the game? What bosses do I need to beat? What bosses do I not need to engage with to get this build up and running? Yeah. And so that just was, from my mind, was a fun puzzle on the second playthrough, getting that together, and then just playing something radically different build wise. So the fights are very different for me on the second playthrough than the first playthrough.
That's cool.
Certain bosses and enemies absolutely destroy me on this second character that I had no problems with on my samurai first character, and vice versa. So it's been fun in that way, and that's where I'm like, it's crazy that I feel like this game is just has probably the most replayability I've seen out of a game in a long time.
Yeah.
Just because, and then the fact that I looked at my time, I'm 70 hours into my second playthrough. And I'm still finding new things that I didn't see the first time through.
That's so crazy.
Just because I didn't go behind a corner at one place, or took a left instead of a right, and I never went back to see what was right. So I don't know, like the amount of content is insane. It is a lot of game, and I'm like, I could see someone who just picks this game up and is just like, yeah, I play this game for a couple of years.
Yep.
This is it.
Yep. I totally can see that too. My character, I'm getting close to 60 hours in with this character, and I just I went somewhere on the map in the lakes, I think, and just stumbled across a camp I hadn't seen before and got I forget what it's called, but it's a sorcery spell or whatever that lets you cure rot and poison or whatever. And I was like, that's only 12 faith. I have 8. I mean, I'm just going to chicken farm to get 4 of these and start using this. And then when I did that, I had access to a few more, low-level spells.
Yeah.
And I just put them in and started using sorcery. I was like, ooh, I like this.
Yeah.
A lot. And the way that I had the buttons bound, it works perfectly because on L3 it just switches the spells but doesn't use anything. You have to have the seal or the staff or whatever in your hand to use it. So I was like, oh, I'm not accidentally hitting it. This is perfect. Use item on L3 sucks. For me, at least. I always hit fucking the thing when I'm trying to move. So it's nice to have it as a dead button.
Yeah.
So it's just like opening my character up. Like, oh, now I also do sorcery? I'm not just a melee character? Interesting. But I need my 100. I have exactly 100 FP because that's how much it costs to pull Oleg. That's what I wanted. But I guess with the chicken farm,
Nice.
like I can just, I don't worry about spending runes. Although it's getting to be like 60,000 per level now.
That's nothing.
I know.
It's 96k a level.
Dang.
But I mean, that's my second character. I'm at level 121 now, which is where I would expect to be with where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Like you finish the game probably around if you're not farming like crazy, you'll probably finish the game somewhere around 150.
Okay.
You can of course go higher. I know someone at work that was like 200 when they beat the game. So you can do whatever you need to do or feel like you want to do. But even my first character was like right around 150 when I beat the game. But you're beating guys. If that's in there, you're beating guys, and they're giving you like 400, 500,000 runes. So, and which is like 3 or 4 levels still.
That's kind of what Godric, or not Godric, fucking Radon did. It was like 3.5 levels.
Yeah, they clearly they try to keep that there a little bit. That balance of like how much they give you. But yeah, that makes sense. But I'm trying to think. Like you've made it to the plateau.
Yes, and I explored a little bit there.
But you haven't gone into the capital.
Not except for the place where you teleport into the giant, isn't that?
Yeah. That is the capital, but you can't access anything from there.
Exactly, you can't do anything. So no.
But you haven't actually gone into the main gate, basically.
The capital is on the plateau, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I have not. I'm just exploring up there. Just I found like
place.
A catacomb up there, and just I don't know. Explored like what the fuck was the enemy up there? It was like some sort of horned thing or something. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't think I've gone very far.
My thought is like you're gonna get to the capital, and you're probably gonna spend 1 to 2 months in the amount that you play in the capital.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm serious when I say, like, I'll be playing this till September.
If you're exploring through the capital, like you're exploring other places, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's Stormvale Castle times 3, basically.
Jesus. Wow.
Just with so much hidden stuff.
And I still want to go back to Stormvale and, like, poke around again now that I'm stronger, because I'm sure I've missed things there.
Sure.
I don't know if I've missed any bosses, though. There's 3 bosses there, or are there more?
Do you consider Margit a boss there?
Mm-hmm.
Margit, Godric, the main ones. Then there's the little worm thing at the bottom.
At the very bottom, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then there's, of course, mini bosses throughout. But I think those are the three bosses.
Yeah, like boss bar, health bar.
Yeah,
thing.
Boss bar. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think those are the 3.
Okay, cool. I'm sure there's some other stuff in there, though.
But you'll get to the capital and you're just going to be like, what the fuck? Why? Why does this keep going and big? And why can there be this giant city here that has so much verticality? Like, there's so many different places in that place that are street level, above street level, below street level.
I'm just surprised how many fucking subterranean places there are. Like, I ended up in that, I forget what it's called, where I killed the Dragonkin.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that's part of Ronnie's quest line.
Yep.
So I'm like, I need to go back and, like, I need to I'm at the part now where I need to go to the Everjail and like snap and talk to Blade.
Oh yeah.
That's the part I'm at. And I kind of want to go and do her quest line with a guide, like not guide like every step, but like okay, what's next?
Yeah.
Because I missed the Rogier thing, and I was like, I should have paid more attention to that.
Maybe.
Not that it matters that much.
Yeah, I don't think it does. Like that's the thing. Rogier is just kind of all of his quest line leads you to the Ronnie's quest line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will be honest. There's like it's great that the game doesn't, I think, actually have a quest log in a lot of ways. But some of these quests are so crazy involved. I'm like, I don't know how you would just stumble upon finishing Ronnie's quest line.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I can't imagine without having someone guiding you or helping you along when you had questions or finding a guide online to like, where do I go next? Because some of the stuff is incredibly obscure. Like you're not just going to randomly come across some of this.
There's even stuff that isn't isn't obscure that I missed. Like up near Third Church America, there's some hype guy or whatever. There's like screaming his head off, and that. If you follow that, did you follow his quest line?
I've done it. I finished that entire quest line with his and Nefali.
Yeah.
Nefandi.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And Nefandi one, you can totally mess up that entire quest line if you do stuff wrong with Nefandi.
She's the daughter of the guy in Roundtable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I met her, and she went away, and then I've never seen her again.
Okay, so you haven't found her at the next spot that she's at.
No,
okay.
I guess not. But then I never found the guy who was yelling, and when I went back to see if I could find him, he's not there, as far as I can tell. But that seemed pretty obvious, him there yelling, and I never noticed it. So
yeah.
And I would have loved to, because it'd be cool to do that.
Yeah.
But that's another playthrough.
Yeah. I missed it on my first playthrough.
Oh, you did? Okay.
It was only on my second playthrough that I was like, oh, that was one of those things of like, how did I miss this?
Do you have to like trigger him before you kill Godric?
I don't think so. I don't.
Huh. I'll have to look into it, because I'm sure he's not around. I mean, I don't know. I didn't find him when I went back last night or night before.
Yeah. I would look at the wiki honestly at that point and being like, do they have any like, if game progressed this far, he moves to this area instead, or like it skips that quest line ahead somewhat.
That's a good idea. I'll look it up.
Because that happens a lot.
Yeah.
But like that quest line, yeah, I completely would have never done that. And then there's things that tie in to Nefandi's character that it deal with. You've met Savarius.
Is that the sorcerer?
The sorcerer, like up near Ronnie's Rise, he has his own tower.
Yeah, I haven't been to his tower, but I met his spirit or whatever.
You can go to his tower and meet him.
Yeah, I didn't. I skipped that somehow.
So you can just talk to him, but he has his own quest line that's separate from Ronnie's quest line, but it intersects with Nefandi. And if you do things in his quest line in a certain way, you can completely break that hate quest line. Like, and that's the thing. It's like, you better know what you're doing, because you'll break it and you won't even know it's a thing that you broke.
Yeah.
Like it'll be gone, and you'll be like, okay, I didn't, because you have no logs or anything recording it. You just don't know.
Yep.
Like it's not content that you know you've missed. It's just gone, and you'll never see it. So I was happy to do that quest line the second playthrough and kind of got to see that.
Yeah, I'd like to see her again. I liked her character.
Yeah. It was cool. But yeah, there's a lot going on there. Ronnie's quest line is enormous.
Yeah.
But Fia's quest line is pretty big too, I'll be honest.
Yeah, man. Fucking D's dead.
Yep.
Whoops.
That's the thing. I finished Fia's quest line yesterday as well.
Cool.
And that's the thing with Ronnie's and Fia's all have optional, like their endings tied to those characters.
Mm-hmm.
You're not locked into those endings, but if you finish the quest line, when you get to the end of the game, you have the option of triggering one of the different endings, based on completion of certain quests.
Yeah.
So my first playthrough, I finished it. I chose Ronnie's ending because Ronnie's the best.
Well, good, because that's what I'm committing to as well.
I don't know. I was just the one. I was like, sure, let's do Ronnie's.
Yeah, exactly.
There's achievements. There's trophies for Ronnie's quest. Ronnie's quest line, normal ending, and then one other special one. Fia's ending doesn't have a trophy. So, for whatever reason, I don't know. But
well, yeah, like the way you do quests, break quests, I guess there's some way to probably save scum in some way, but there's no like save file slots. It's just like you save. That's it. So I can't rewind. And
the way that people have done it at the end to get different things, I had a friend do this. Did it with copying a save right
like
before
to
the end of the
USB
game,
or whatever.
USB, and then just reload that save and choose a different ending.
Yeah,
because that just pops the trophy,
right.
So that they didn't have to play the game through 3 times to do it.
Right.
Because that's respecting no one's time.
No, exactly. I'm not gonna aim for the platinum on this game, so.
I'm shockingly close.
Really?
The thing.
Wow.
Yeah. I have one optional boss left that I need to do that I completely didn't know existed my first playthrough. Some enormous fucking dragon that I didn't even know about.
There's some weird, like I've just ran into random places, found a random boss that I thought was random, then a trophy popped. I was like, what the fuck? Why is there a trophy for this one?
Yep. Yep. I missed one of those, so I have that. I have legendary weapons trophy to get, legendary talismans to get, and I have 2 other endings to get. And I could, on the second playthrough, I have everything I need to get all those trophies.
Dang. So you could...
I just have to beat that boss.
Was it a hard boss?
I think it is.
Oh, okay.
I have fought and beat the hardest, but so this is the thing. Everyone says it's not as hard as Millennia.
And you beat Millennia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's not as, no one said it's as hard as that. So,
right.
Which I'm now sad in our Discord because now I don't know if Travis is going to get to Millennia.
Why?
Because he hates the area.
Oh, right.
She's the boss at the end of that.
Yeah, he's been bitching a lot to do.
I feel like he'll get through it because he'll want to.
Yeah.
I don't think he can stop himself from trying it.
No,
but
he will do it.
That area that he went into is also he's in part 1 of 3
of that area.
Huge.
Oh,
yeah, it's huge.
Geez.
There's 3 very, very clear sections of the Hallig tree. And he's in part 1, which is a pain in the ass. They're all a pain in the ass, I'll be honest. I do not look forward to going back into that place. At least on a second playthrough, I know what I need to do. Generally,
he clearly
but it's there's a lot of falling to your death in that place. But yeah, if you want to fight, yep, it happens.
Yeah,
I won't say I haven't done it, but it's a lot. So, but that boss, it's just a fun fight. It's a hard fight.
Yeah.
Hard in a way of like, that's a one that's actually very structured. So it's one that's hard, but you can learn it really well. Like, just take time. You can start learning her patterns, and it feels really good once you know her patterns and can start dodging and weaving her attacks.
Yeah, that's what's so satisfying about the game is like bosses I beat my head against like 20 times, and I'm just like, every time I get a little better. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I'm getting a little better, and then you just do it, and you're like, yeah, I want a boss rush. I want DLC to have some sort of boss rush, or replay a boss arena thing.
Yeah, I don't think so. They haven't done it for any of the other games, so
yeah,
we'll see though.
There's like
in the PC, I bet there'll be PC mods that let you do it.
Yeah,
that will just warp you to each boss.
Yeah. By the way, I'll probably buy it for PC again. This is slowly becoming, top 5 game I've ever played. maybe
Yeah.
inching up
Yeah.
to top 3.
Yeah.
So, other thing we've been playing this week, getting back to NSO, is we have read the Majora's Mask manga for like the 50th time, and my daughter wanted to play it, and the 3DS is just too close to the face and too small. We like her to not look at little screens in front of her face and big screen instead. So we turned on the N64 and did Majora's Mask. So it's not like the updated version or whatever that is on the 3DS, but it's perfectly playable, and I love save states. They're great. And reading the manga is awesome because I'm like, oh, I know where the story is. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. This is awesome. So we're just enjoying playing Majora's Mask N64 version.
Nice.
You know, it's been good. Slow because the conceit of the game is you have 3 days to do your thing before time resets, and my daughter just wants to run around Clocktown for 2 days. It's like, well, I have 1 day to go to the swamp now, and it's not going to happen. But it's been fun. And then, sorry, go ahead.
With the manga, it always comes up sometimes for me on like Amazon. Have you seen it's basically a chest recreation, like a Zelda chest, but it has 5 hardcover collected volumes of all the Zelda manga.
No, I'm gonna open up Amazon.
It's
right
like
now.
$75-$80, but the Legendary Edition box set, Legend of Zelda Legendary Edition. I can link it to you. It's cool.
I'm opening up my Amazon app right now.
Yeah. You can just search Zelda manga and it'll probably be one of the first things that shows up.
Okay.
But that is my little plug for anyone who actually likes that manga.
Is it just the Majora's Mask one, or is it?
No, it's all of it. It's the entire series.
Oops, there it is.
It's every manga that they've ever made for Zelda.
Oh, okay, because I have the it's Majora. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! This is. What the fuck? I had. Dude, no way. Okay, I've got to fucking buy this, dude.
I don't own them, but like my kids have gotten.
I just bought that.
All the manga through the library over the years.
I thought there was just one. I thought it was just Majora's Mask and Link to the Past.
No, it's all basic. It's a good chunk of the games. Everything up to
Ocarina of Time, it looks like.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it has Phantom Hourglass as well.
What the fuck does that have?
Four Swords. It's like it's weird mix of what it is, but yes.
Man, if there were Wind Waker, we'd lose our fucking minds. But there's not. It's like,
I don't believe there is.
There's not that I see.
But yeah, that.
Oh my god, my daughter's gonna lose her fucking mind when this thing comes in. It's a fucking treasure chest.
It is a treasure
Phantom
chest.
Hourglass, Minish Cap, and Phantom Hourglass. Holy shit. Dude, thank you. This fucking rocks. And it's like on a huge discount. That's great.
It is on a huge discount. It typically is on a pretty big discount all the time like that, which is
okay.
I think it's why it always shows up and being like, hey, we know you like Zelda based on your like purchasing habits in the past. Do you want this?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well,
like,
thanks.
I do.
Just spent $80. But... Thanks, Aunt.
Cool. Yeah.
Yes. That's all right.
Did my part.
Yes, for sure. Awesome. Oh my god, she's gonna lose her fucking mind. It's gonna be great. That's great because we've read The Link to the Past once. We've read Majora's Mask 50 times. I'm sure of it.
There you go.
So I loaded up Smash Brothers today, and I'm not sure if I fucked this up or this is how it was, but you can play all different Zelda characters and face each other. And I had bought the Skull Kid, I thought, outfit. Turns out I bought just the mask, and I thought, did they sell just the mask? But I made a Mii fighter and put it on there, and we played, and she was just having time of her life, beating the shit out of Skull Kid with Link. Yeah, it was fun. And that's basically that's basically what I've been playing. Last week I played Vampire Survivors a little more, a couple more.
Okay.
Unlocked a new character.
You're right. I should say I did play that. Like,
nice.
Monday, Tuesday. Like I just got all the achievements that I had been missing.
Mm-hmm.
Like because they had every seems like every week there's an update with new weapons and things. So
Yeah.
still pure dopamine. We'll say that.
It is, yeah. It's really well done. And fucking $3, man? What the fuck?
Yeah.
They must have raked in the cash. Great game. Cheap enough. I mean, too cheap, really.
Yeah, kind of. But it's at the point where it's like everyone just buys it.
Yeah.
Because you
right?
look at it and you're like, even if I hate it, it's only been $3.
Yes, exactly.
I've bought drinks, like everyone says Starbucks coffee or just any coffee that I've disliked at
Yes.
more than $3.
That you have
I'm
a
like,
sip and you're like, nope.
No.
Totally.
So, yeah, highly recommend that for anyone listening.
Cool. Awesome. Well, that was episode 336 of Prof and Dev Play Games. If you liked it, tell a friend, and we shall be back next week. There will certainly be some sort of gaming news moving into June that we can confirm and talk about. So, looking forward to that.
All right.
All right, folks. We will talk to you next week.
Later, everyone.
As soon as I find my recorder. There it is. Okay. Bye, everybody.